I went to my first race not knowing anything because I met this guy and he was the champion. I was like, ooh. And I show up, I rent a board on the beach, and there's like people that had flown in from California for this. And like all these people. And I did not the pro race, but like the fun race. And I got second place in like that's a regular board that I rented from the beach. Yeah, so that's how it started. And I got like, it was a big deal. I got this award and this. And I was like, oh, this is fun, because it was like a day of paddling and whatever. I got attention.
Like, oh, this is fun. This is easy for me.
Yeah. What an easy life, you know? Like, you go a couple of times and then get second place in a race. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. That's when you start thinking of like destiny and meant to be, right?
Hey there. Welcome to the Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts podcast, where you are encouraged to express your natural thoughts and views through casual, meaningful conversations that hopefully can lead to learning and understanding new perspectives. To find out more info, visit www.gfothoughts.com. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Wong and Robert Din. We hope you enjoy this episode.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts podcast. I'm Robert Din, one of your co-hosts. Today we have Alejandra on with us. She's going to talk to us about transitioning into becoming a pro surfer, which is a great conversation. And then, as always, we have my buddy Mike Wong here with us.
Welcome everybody. Welcome back. Hey, Ale, how are you doing today?
Hi, Mike. I'm awesome. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming on. It's been a while since we talked or seen each other. It's crazy year, right?
Totally.
So where are you nowadays?
I am in Austin, Texas, since the lockdowns, landlocked.
Oh,
landlocked. Yeah. How do you go surfing over there? Oh, first off though, what are you drinking? We're gonna do that first.
Yeah.
Oh, me first?
Yeah, yep. Yeah.
Well, happy Saturday. It's a margarita.
Margarita.
Ooh, there we go. Wait. Alcohol in it?
Absolutely.
Why would you have a margarita with no alcohol?
I don't know. I just double check. Virgin margarita. I had to double check, you know. What are you having, Robert?
I'm being consistent with the sparkling wine. I have the Schramsberg that I'm drinking.
I
don't know if they focus, but yeah, staying consistent.
From where?
Yeah.
Wait, what's that from? I couldn't see that. That's too quick.
Oh, it's Schramsberg.
Oh, okay.
Schramsberg.
Nice.
Yeah. The Napa Valley.
Gotcha.
Wine.
I stick with my boring drinks. I have a matcha coffee.
I mean, actually, you go from like matcha coffee to matcha tea to goji berry tea to goji berry coffee.
Well, today is actually a little different. So there's 2 shots of espresso in my matcha latte, and so it's not bad. Add a little bit of honey. I needed the caffeine. This is actually my first coffee today, and it's only 3:00. So yeah.
It's Saturday
Very
though,
nice.
Mike. Do you need coffee on Saturdays?
Nah, not really. It's a chill day for me. It's just in case, you know, I like the taste of coffee too. At the same time, you know what? I like matcha a lot. So yeah.
I usually only drink coffee, like for taste only, and it's usually around like 2 or 3 o'clock. Like I never drink it in the morning. Yeah.
Well, speaking of coffee, that's how Ali and I met. We met at a coffee shop nearby where I live.
In LA?
That's right.
In Santa Monica, actually, yeah.
Wow. What coffee shop was it?
It's called Beehive. And it's a local coffee shop. I think they have maybe 2 stores, I think. I'm not sure. Do they have more than 2 stores? Do you know, Ale, by any chance?
Yeah, no, I think that's it. But what I'd like to mention, they also have acai bowls, which is why I was there, because I don't drink coffee, because in athletics, in like high endurance athletics, caffeine kind of dehydrates you.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And you kind of avoid it. I mean, it's delicious. I usually drink decaf, which I get made fun of. But ultimately, like, you want to avoid it for high endurance athletics. But anyway, I was there having an acai bowl, and Mike was like so impressively working away, speaking in like 5 languages.
What were you doing, Mike? Why were you?
I actually don't remember the conversation. I may be having a conversation with somebody in Spanish. I think that's what it was.
Yes, you were managing your Florida properties with the Mexican crew.
No, actually, so I was talking to my no, I know what happened now. So I was talking to one of my the handymans that was helping me out in Orlando. So yeah, so I was talking to my handyman. He was trying to fix something in my house, and so I was trying to arrange that because I was in San Marcos. It's kind of hard now, so I had to arrange that with my roommate. Yeah, that's what it was.
I see. So that's why you're talking so many languages.
Okay, maybe just Spanish, and I was like, what? Look at this guy speak Spanish.
That's true. When you see an Asian guy talking Spanish like fluently, it's like, whoa, where did this happen? How did this happen?
Exactly.
Actually, I do get a lot of those weird stares. I'm not gonna lie. So they're either confused stare or weird stare.
You get that from us too as your friends. So it's like you're like used to it.
Speaking in English.
You guys are used to it though, so. All right, so Alec, so tell us a little bit more about yourself for those who don't know you, especially like Robert, So what brought you to Santa Monica? Just wondering.
Yeah, so I'm a dream chaser. I went to Santa Monica to pursue professional racing and surfing. I was living
and surfing. Wow.
Yes. Cool. So stand-up paddle.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like with that actual paddle. So there's racing, the distance aspect, and then there's the surfing. Oh, sorry, my phone just flipped me. And so surfing is very competitive, but I was very good at the racing because I had an athletic background, and I was on the national team for Mexico, and
for surfing?
best for racing.
For racing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the surf, basically.
Wow, that's
cool. All the best racers in the world are from Southern California, from like San Clemente, San Diego, and there's no one in LA. I was the only one in LA, but yeah, there's like a little hub, and they had a bunch of huge competitions that people from all over the world would go there to race. So I was like, screw it. Oh, and like a really good coach lives there in Redondo Beach. So that's exactly why I was like, I had my board, 2 paddles in my bag, and I was like, peace. I'm going for it.
So what did you leave from? Sorry, what were you before?
I was in Sayulita, Mexico. It's like a very popular Mexican surf destination. It's another hub of like the best surfers in Mexico. Some of the best surfers in Mexico are there. And we can go back how I ended up there, but that's where I learned to surf.
So what age you learn how to surf?
Yeah.
I was actually 28 years old.
Wait, what?
28 years old, you started surfing?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what were you doing before 28? Sorry, hang on. Let's backtrack even more now. What were you doing before 28?
I was working real estate finance in New York City.
Wow.
Hang on. So
you were in New York doing real estate
for like 7 years, easily 7-8 years, right? So
I was in New York for 3 years, and before that, I actually lived in Houston, and I also worked in Dallas.
Gotcha. So you're like from Texas in general. So wait, did you go to school in Texas as well?
I went to school at SMU in Dallas, Texas. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What did you study? Finance?
I studied finance. Yes, with a minor in Spanish.
Nice.
Oh wow.
So my first job was in wealth management, and then I went to more wealth management and then consulting, but I did not like that one because it was tech consulting.
Yep.
But I got lost in one of those big firms,
Yep.
So it wasn't really gaining much. And then working in New York City was a dream of mine. So that's another thing. I kind of just left and moved there. And
wait, the consulting was in New York?
The consulting was in Houston. It was for like energy consult. Like, what was the company?
Forgot about it already.
Yeah.
Capgemini.
It wasn't that important.
Like, I don't even need to update my LinkedIn anymore. So
I know, right? Forget that resume part, right?
Forget all of it.
Yeah. But it was Capgemini. Now that I remember.
Oh, Capgemini. Oh, they're a big firm. They're a big firm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've just always been athletic. I've always been an athlete. I competed since I was little. So I was like bouncing off the walls. There, I would drink like 3 coffees a day, and I could not deal. So yeah, so New York was a dream, and I had all the energy. I was 26 when I moved to New York, 25.
It's such a
You know,
fast-paced city, though. It's just like so fast, that city.
yeah, but so are we. I
That's
mean, we're
true.
at that age. What matters, right? You don't need sleep.
That's true. You don't need sleep. Yeah.
But
I still don't really need sleep, so you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep going.
Well,
Keep
maybe you're
pushing.
not close to your 40s like me. No, you're right. You're right. But as an immigrant, you know, the whole dream. I was an immigrant from Mexico.
Yeah.
The dream is like working in New York. I always visualize myself in New York with a briefcase and a suit, right?
Yeah,
That's awesome. Hey, you got your dream though. You reached there. You got there.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. I
Okay.
kicked ass.
Let me ask you though, was it everything that you hoped for? Or was it better?
Oh God.
Yeah, once you got there, how'd you feel?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Dude, I had such a great time. New York City,
Yeah.
the best people in the world, like in business, was stimulating the conversations, the people, the multicultural stuff, the restaurants, the nightlife. I mean, I ate
everything. Yeah.
Which is part of why I ended up leaving.
So what triggered you that? I mean, it's fun, like, because obviously everything's going so well, right? And everything's clicking, and then what? You just woke up one day?
No. So I was working. We opened a real estate investment firm. I worked with a group of guys. That it was like just a group of guys with a dream, and we started it from the ground up. Like I decided the color of the walls and the buying of the furniture and everything, and we're working really hard. And I went on a vacation with a friend of mine to Sayulita for like 4 days, and I was like stunned by nature, because in the corporate world, I never saw outside. You know, where you're always meetings, restaurants. I never
Concrete
ate natural.
walls. All
Yes,
walls. Yeah.
exactly. And like, what sunset, sunrise? What's that? You know.
What's that like? What's the opening? You know.
Yeah, and so I was so in the life of like meetings, dining, parties, cocktails, that when I went to nature, I was like, what? Because it's like remote. It's not like a Cancun. It was like jungle and like bare feet and like fish from the boat. And
so you fell in love with that lifestyle.
Yes, and with like not doing my hair and not wearing any clothes and no, I hadn't surfed yet. I just went. I went on vacation and then I came back to New York.
Yeah.
And then I went again, and I started going, and then the company, things were falling apart in the company because we had such a high stress year. Yeah. We went from zero to a $20 million investment. Like we took the company to, you know, that, and I was there for every bit of it. And so it was me and my boss. So by that time we were sick of each other. We spent so much time, and I'm not the type of girl. He wanted to make me like a secretary. He's like, you're the secretary. I was like, stop. I have an amazing degree. I'm smarter than you. Like, I'm not a secretary. Yeah, like, I am doing this because I'm entrepreneurial. Like, I don't fit in a role. And so he didn't like that.
So he didn't like the fact that you could do more in a sense, and he tried to box you in a sense. Is what you're saying?
Right. There was a little bit of an ego battle because we were almost the same age.
Okay.
And socially, I was in the same circles as him.
Okay. So anyway, you all knew each other's friends and everything like that.
That's how we met. That's how we met, through friends. Actually, you know, people say, God, you want to get the right resume, whatever. You know how I got that amazing job?
Networking.
Having cocktails at a party at 3 a.m.
There we go.
He's like, hey, you want to come in tomorrow? I was like, hey, you know what? I will. And it turned out to be amazing. I mean, he's super successful now. The company, I'm super proud of that work. And he called me later and said, you know, we freaking did it. And I like the off the ground work, you know, like
the takeoff.
Building. Yes, the takeoff. But then I was hysterical. That's another thing. Like I blame it on not knowing myself enough, or not my boundaries, that I just didn't take care of my health. I was mentally like in the world, like I call it, I was with the wolves. You know, New York real estate, once you get with, it's all boys, you know. And I had another side of me that was screaming for like attention. And so instead of responsibly planning everything and transitioning, I straight up just left.
Oh, you walked away from it. You literally just
Wow.
walked away.
My lease was up on my apartment. Shit had hit the fan with my boss in the real estate. Like it wasn't going to happen. I didn't think I was getting paid enough, and he
Yeah,
didn't.
of course.
So that was over. And
wait, hang on. Did you at least walk away with some equity though? Please tell me, say yes.
No.
Wow.
No. I mean, I got a $30,000 check.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
I know. Well, see, that's another thing of my stupidity, like that I didn't know how to manage myself as a 26, 27-year-old. I was just, like my parents.
It sounds like you
I,
just had it. That means.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but I got taken advantage of, and that's my, but I'm we're the first generation to go to college in America.
Yeah.
Like my family. So
here.
it's like, right. So it's
Yeah.
like, you're kind of guessing or whatever. And
you're lost. You're lost. You think you're like, so my parents
try to figure out your own.
You try to figure out your own. Yeah.
Like
my parents thinks that, oh, it's easy. I just go to school. Yeah, it's easy. I'm like, no, it's different. Like, you gotta understand that we're trying to do everything from scratch. There's no ground laid down for us.
We don't have any like, we don't have anyone to just like, to like leverage off of, right? Like everything is just like whatever we just came up with and what we found through like living through it, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Go ahead.
No. I'm saying like no big. I mean, like going back to like what my high school year was like. I didn't even know what class to take. Right, I was just following a girl the whole time, and she was taking AP classes. That's the reason why I was doing AP classes.
That's the only reason you did AP?
Yes.
Wow.
She was taking 7 AP that year, and she was taking 5 AP that year. So I just lined it up. I had the grade for it, so I was like, "Days like, okay, why not?" Right?
Counselors didn't talk to you about what you needed to do.
My counselors was like, they were like, "Yeah, if you want to challenge yourself, do it. If not, cool. You don't have to do anything."
Really?
Yeah.
See, at least you knew to go to counselors.
Well, I went in and I was like, I think they like that's how you like set up your classes or whatever. And I was like, I just want the hardest classes, whatever the hardest ones are. And then like my parents were also like, just do well in school and get these, like, we heard about these programs, like the IB programs that they had. And so we're like, all right, I just want to do it. So then we just went through. Yeah, I think they came to our middle school and told us about it. Someone came and they were trying to get people to apply.
They try to recruit you.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, these are harder. I'll take those.
Yeah. My parents didn't even know about what AP or honor was, to be honest.
Oh, really?
No, they didn't care. They're like,
they didn't class
A's. No, they're like A's. Okay, A's class. You got A's or whatever class it is. It's great.
That's cool that you guys can relate to that.
Yeah. I mean, for you, it sounds like, are you the oldest child by any chance?
No, I have an older brother.
Okay, so you're like, are you the middle or youngest?
Middle, yeah.
Okay, so at least you have some siblings who kind of lay some foundation for you, in a sense, right?
An older cousin, yeah, because I'm just like one of the smarter. My brother wasn't really good at school. He's a U.S. Marine, 20 years.
No, but I'm saying that at least he tells you, hey, don't do this, right? I'm sure he'll help out.
Right. No, I mean, my dad is like education 100%. He did get an MBA in Mexico, so he is education first. But I did the same as you, Mike. I just saw my peers who I identified with and kind of basically mimicked what they did. I was like, well, that's what the route we go. And the AP classes, same with you with the AP classes. Like, what's the hardest? And that's how I chose my major. I was like, I knew I was going to do business. I was like, what's the hardest major? That one.
No, wait, is what you did in SMU? You just flipped it? Like, let's go that one.
Yeah, dude.
My parents
are crazy.
That is crazy. My
crazy.
parents were like, "Oh, you're gonna be a doctor." Like that's all they wanted me to do was be a doctor. So I went into some medical stuff and was like, I don't want to do this. And so then I switched over to finance, which is more math based. So I was like, all right, it's kind of similar.
So let's go back to your story though, in a sense. So when you were, when you quit, right? Like, did that like just trigger overnight? Obviously, that the business didn't work out to you, to your liking. Were you sick of living in New York City? I was wondering, or were you sad when you left your friends also?
Yeah, so I did have a very awesome, solid. I was at the top of my game when I left. Like I had become a bodybuilder, and I was like at the peak shape. Because I took back control of my health by doing a bodybuilding cycle, and I was like
smart. You challenged yourself.
Yeah. So before I was trendy, I was under 12% body fat. Like that was one of my.
Christ.
It's one of my accomplishments at that time, and New York. I had my friends.
12%. That's so
Yes.
crazy.
Under 12%.
That's still crazy. I'll be happy if I get under 15.
Yeah, it's a cool, it's a legit goal, isn't it? Because it's like a science project. It's
It
hard.
is because it messes with your it messes with your diet. On top of that,
Mhm.
also you gotta sleep and that kind of stuff. You know, you gotta make sure you stay hydrated too. Like it's just there's so much to it. Like yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
We can have a whole.
I don't
conversation.
think I'll ever even try any of that. I like
Robert.
food too much. I like drinks too much.
No. Sorry, hang on.
Never gonna
Here's something
work.
funny. So Robert used to be he used to wait. He used to lift weights, right? He used
Yeah,
to be
in high
skinny.
school, I used to be.
Like
I was a varsity weightlifter like 4 years. So.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, but then as soon as I left high school, I was
Wait,
like,
had enough.
I'm done. I'm never going to the gym again.
You're tired.
So I haven't gone to the gym more than like 6 months at a time since then. And most of the time I'm not in the gym at all. So that's it.
Hey, at least you did it once.
I was in good shape one time in my life.
That's badass. Your body does not forget.
But, no, and I told Robert, it's, you can always get back into it. It's not about just being like get down 10% body fat. Just stay healthy. That's what it comes down to, right?
Stay strong. That was
Yeah.
my philosophy. Like I don't want to be in hospitals. I don't want to be sick, and I don't want to be weak.
Yeah,
I want to be
that's
like able to move when I need to. So that's a big part of my life is athletics since I was little. Just having a strong foundation is what we called it.
Gotcha. So you said you said you left New York at the top of your game, like you were a bodybuilder. What else? Like, so going back to did you miss your friends when you left?
So I had their blessing.
Wait. What do you mean? Did you ask them, hey, can I leave New York City? What do you mean your blessing?
I did because I was like, so for this,
Yeah.
the guy I was seeing, like my high school crush, sweetheart, was there.
Okay.
And I had met the surfers. I had already surfed then. I had gone surfing once, and I was like, this is just so freaking magical and like a dream, like my dream that I didn't know I had. And I went back and I was like, what do you guys think if I just move there? They're like, go to the jungle to surf with Tarzan. Yeah. And like my dad always said, at 28, I had, money in the bank and I had cash. You don't think of I didn't think of consequences like, well, my Roth IRA and my 401k.
Yeah,
I didn't think of those things. I was more like, I need to go to nature and detox from this because I won't. You guys said it's very casual and open. I was also heavily drinking and partying. And
I mean, we all were at that age.
I mean, yeah, that sounds like all of us.
That's all of us. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's a part of me that people don't really see anymore. But yeah, I was a rager. But anyway, I felt like I needed to detox, and so yeah, it was I didn't think of it. Did I miss my friends? Yeah, they visited me once, but I did not look back at leaving the network behind, all those people, all those relationships I had made, because I was mad at it. I thought it was toxic for me. I don't know why.
Really? But even though you were having the best time of your life, you thought it was toxic for you. That's just so okay.
I mean, but business wise wasn't going well, right? So like you like left your company, and then at that point,
well, because business wise, I don't see. That's another thing with me. I play in the gray areas. I didn't have a contract. I was at the meeting where we got the investor to sign the 20 million. It didn't happen at the conference. It happened. We took him out and entertained him over a period of time, like to dinners, to parties, to this. That's where the deals really go on in this world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where, okay, you're cool. I like you. We can take each other
together. Yeah, we vibe.
We vibe and we party together. Therefore, let's have a business relationship. Or that's how it went, at least. So, and after that happened, and I was part of that, and then I didn't get the recognition, and I was like, what is this? Like, one day I'm cool.
They did respect you like that. They disrespected you pretty much.
Yeah. So I could have been so much smarter, but I wasn't. Yeah. So like you said, like negotiate an equity deal or been like more of a wolf, but I guess it's just wasn't who I was at the end of the day. I'm just very good with people, and I can hang on with the tough wolves, whatever. But see, that's why I didn't like it. And yeah, so I still know those people, but I didn't care about talking to them. So I left and I really disappeared.
That's crazy. So have
Into
you
the
gone back to New York City since you left?
no, I went back 1 or 2 more times like that same year
Yeah.
to visit and to see my friends. But then no, I just wanted to leave it all behind. And then it becomes more of like, it was like a spiritual thing. Like, you know how people talk about finding yourself and leaving it all and just escaping to nature? Like that's literally what I did, and changed my life completely and made it as simple as possible.
Minimalize. Yeah.
Wow.
Minimalist. Yeah, I was living in a little apartment right by the beach. Woke up, surfed. I became a yoga instructor.
Not surprised, by the way.
Not basic. Not basic at all.
Not basic at all. No.
in California.
Well, it's the trendy thing. Oh, become a yoga instructor and move to a surf destination. Like I can laugh at myself now. It's great.
Hey,
but anyway,
it worked out though. It worked out really well for you. So
it worked out, yeah. And I had the budget, so I spent a whole year just with an instructor and traveling all down the coast to South America, learning to surf for a year.
And South America is cheap though.
Yes, my money went a really long way.
Like you can spend $30,000. You spend a whole year there easily. Like it goes a long way.
Yes, exactly. And that's exactly what happened. I actually spent my money over the course of three years, comfortably, and but with no plan of making other income. We'll talk about that later. But
wait! You did this for 3 years with no income?
Pretty much. Well, I mean,
holy
a yoga
crap.
teacher.
I'll be scared after 1 year. Robert,
she was a yoga instructor, so she made a little bit of money.
Okay,
I made a little bit of money, but I'm not like, I'm talking about the concerns of like your 401k and Roth IRA. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have those.
Yeah, you're not planning
plans.
for the future. You're just living in the moment.
Planning. Exactly, that's where my dad says that there's a chip missing in my head because I did that. He's like, you're so silly because you had all the opportunities and you basically just like tossed them. But I'll share something even more, a little more profound with you guys. Is like I saw value in. So it got a point where I had all the toys and all the outfits and all the jewelry, and in the cars too. We were going to Baltimore for the weekend, and just weird things that I was like, who would I be with all this shit? Like, who is me without all the things?
Wait, hang on. Can I ask you a question? How many dresses you had when you were in New York City?
Oh God! Oh man!
Dresses? You're talking about dresses?
Not big because shoes. Girls love shoes and shoes.
Purses.
Designer. You can't escape that shit.
So did you sell all the stuff before you moved?
Absolutely. So like a Gucci bag paid for like one of my paddleboarding trips. My Cartier watch paid for my van. My diamond ring.
Watch paid for your van?
Oh yeah, what Cartier?
I have a friend who works for Cartier, but I didn't know what they were like. I guess that high end.
Oh no! Well, I mean, it's on a $30,000 car. You saw my van, Mike.
I mean, it's a big ass nice van. I don't know. I mean, you had it for a while now, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell how long when you bought it, to be honest. But it's still a nice.
Yeah.
Van, so.
Yeah, it worked. And then like I used my diamond ring to cover my rent through the Pan American for like 4 months, and
you're so smart about it though. Hey, listen, you invested in high-end stuff that held the value, by the way. So
there you go. See, people think I'm crazy, but because I had it, the stuff. Once you live it, it's not as important to you. So
because you've been there, you've done it.
Yes, and I didn't want to give a guy I met put that in my head of like giving no value to material things. But I took it to the extreme, and I wanted to like, no, I don't want anything material. And that's where it becomes spiritual again, like living for yourself and the ego and your material gain.
Yep.
And then learning who you are spiritually without the ego, like who you are without the titles you've given yourself or the pressure you've put on yourself to be, because 1, we were immigrants. 2, we're trying to prove something. 3, we're trying, we're just running.
So you made it, to be honest.
Yeah, we're running, charging straight ahead. And at what point do you lose who you really are and what you really want, and like what's your authentic expression? So that's why I was like, I don't want no, I want to see what I do without it. I don't want any of that to define me.
Gotcha.
Mm.
That's a good.
So
That's a good way to put it. Like, in a sense that what does like, do you think a lot of possession kind of changes definition of who you are? Is that what you're saying?
absolutely. I was a completely different person because you feel above you don't feel
Wait, can you
above
explain?
everybody
Because
else.
I guess I never seen you that side of you before. What do you mean by you're a different person?
Would you
I
be
wasn't
mean and not talk to us at that point?
probably.
Wow.
I was so full of myself because I didn't need to.
You
I
know,
didn't
I'm
need to
high end
talk.
too. You don't have to like not talk to us.
You're so cute. But this is my personal experience. I'm sure other people could have handled it differently.
Yeah.
But this is how like it affected me, and I handled it as I lived in my bubble,
Yeah.
went to my parties, to my dinners,
Mm-hmm.
and like VIP, whatever, first class. You don't have to interact. You're just like, oh, I'm this,
I've seen that too,
and it's all about yourself. I was all about me.
So your ego took the best out of you, saying, and you kind of saw that.
Yes. And I studied philosophy, and like a heart, like I call it my soul and my heart kind of was pulling me to a different purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't kind. Like I didn't learn kindness until I lost everything and I was in a really gnarly place. And I didn't learn forgiveness. I didn't learn
compassion,
the value of working in a community. So to pull off my surfing career, I had to reach out to others and have a whole team of support. Otherwise, I was not going to make it. Mm-hmm. Whereas before, I never had to ask anybody for anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're just like,
because you got everything on your own.
Yeah.
So you can handle everything with money, or you don't have the need to. So you can I got lost in that. And I didn't even have relationships with my family, really. I was just like, me, my trips, my this, my that. And so I think that was a lesson I had to learn.
So I guess before you left New York City, it sounded like you already kind of knew that side of you that was surfacing in a sense, right? Because you were questioning it. That's what it sounds like. You were questioning a little bit, like, okay, is this it and more than just this?
Well, a high school friend challenged me. He's like, what? You think anybody cares what a rich little girl like you has to say? Like, what do you know about life? What do you know about the world? And how are people even going to relate to you? And he said it to me and it pierced me. He's like, yeah, that's all fine.
Was this at a party? Was you guys drunk? Sober?
No, this is a very intense guy that I've known since high school. That's always like, you know how you have those key people that, anyway, he's
no. Yeah, those key people keep us honest.
That keeps us honest. Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I understand. Yeah.
That's what he challenged me. He was like, "Be real, dude. You don't know how to be real, and like, who would you be with all this with all this crap? And like, you probably couldn't even make it a day in the street." I shouldn't have listened to that, but I did. I was like, "Yes, I could."
It challenged you and you woke you up in a sense, right? And you took it to heart. So
I took it to heart, and then I became more about shaping my character than about my bank account. I was like, what kind of person do I want to be?
Yeah.
Versus like, because like you say, like you guys, if for us school was easy, I see that as a huge blessing. Like that is being given so much already.
Yep.
To be someone that understands things and can work. It's like, to me, I feel like I've already been given everything.
Yep.
By that alone. Right. And I was like,
it was a privilege for us. It was literally a privilege for us. You know what I mean?
Privilege. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Especially like as immigrants, whatever. It's a total privilege. That kind of puts us in a different position in the world. Right.
Yep.
And so I saw like, okay, well, living for yourself versus living for others. I was like, I could go get the job, get the position, get the money, and live my little life. And good luck to you guys.
Yeah.
That's something I kind of connected with. And then I was like, and the whole going to nature and having a simple life is like what is it to live for the good of all, with impact, with purpose, with authenticity. That's what I think is happening overall, not just to me, but like what awakening is.
Yep.
Kind of like taking a mentality of living for yourself versus living more in awareness of the world around you. And instead of like my party, my pleasure, my satisfaction, it's like, okay, I'm part of a whole and I need to do service
Yeah.
My talent and my skill and my power service.
Do you think that in order to get to that level, what you just mentioned right now, right, to that level, the mentality, you have to go through the same journey? Like, okay, you have to done everything for yourself. You have to achieve everything. Okay, you know what? This is not my purpose. Do you feel like that way that everyone has to go to that purpose in a sense, and then become more open to, okay, it's not about me anymore. You know what I mean? Like, or do they? Because I feel like I've seen and I talked to a few people. I feel like they've done everything in their life and they realize, you know what, this is not making me happy. I feel like giving back to the community is making me more happy ever than before, and I'm still doing the things I want. And so, like, I feel like, but they have gone through that journey to, to find that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, like,
And I don't think it's the same. I think it's, for me, it's like what happens to like an egotistical person. I think that's I think a lot of people aren't like that, but some of us are. Some of us need like a real slap in the face or to experience some sort of pain or emptiness, but not all of us. Some people just organically like transition very smoothly. But I needed I play hard. I'll admit it.
No, you're honest to yourself. I mean, I think it's hard to be honest with yourself sometimes, especially when everything's going so well.
Yeah.
You're really blinded by everything. Like, my life is easy. Like, but am I really happy? Or, you know what I mean? It makes you question that sometimes. So.
That's exactly, and it's going very well. In the eyes of everybody, I was living the dream, but inside, I wasn't happy. I wasn't like living my soul. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I knew that. But that's why everybody freaked out when I left it all. They're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I mean, I guess they didn't even know how you were feeling truly, to be honest. So.
Yeah, and I saw it as I'd rather destroy myself than be destroyed. Like have a really hard fall later.
Gotcha.
I'll do it myself.
So you self-destructed yourself first before anything happened.
It comes right away.
But then why did I become something that had to be destructed? And that's back to your question. I don't think everybody has to go through that.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. No, I see what you're saying. But I feel like that's maybe one of the ways to get awareness, right? Like how else? Okay, if you didn't do that, what else would you have done to get you to this level today? You know what I mean? It's kind of hard. Like I don't know. For me, in a sense that when I left Orlando, I was like, you know what? I need to not think about anything. I need to go to a place where there's barely know anybody there and just try to kind of think stuff and then just try to live life minimalist as much as I can. I didn't have a car there, in LA. I purposely make sure I can walk everywhere or took an Uber if I needed to. I have one bed, two nightstands, barely a desk, and then go close. And I purposely did that just because I just didn't want to drive anyone to have anything, just to simplify things life a little bit more. So
I did something similar.
That's awesome.
I like in Jacksonville, I was like building up, like I was like accumulating stuff, and then I just wasn't happy with where I was, and I think it was a lot of the city, like it was a slower city, and not as like intellectual, like you don't meet as many good people all around. And then moving out here, I got rid of everything. A lot of it got like left at my mom's house, which later
got rid of everything.
later on, she gave it away, or like we like threw out stuff. But like, yeah, it was like I just took my whole apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, and just was like left it. I took 2 bags of clothes out here, and that was it. 2
suitcases of clothes too.
2 suitcases, and that was all I had. And then I came out here, got a Airbnb, and just went from there. And it's like
wait, you didn't have a job, right? You didn't have a job either at that time.
No, I did have a job. So I had a job, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna come out here, 2 suitcases, and then start building up again, or like, I don't know, living out here. And I feel like it was like what do you say, like something lifted off your shoulders when you get rid of all this stuff, right? And you like condense down. It is something that's it changes your way, because you don't have all this stuff that you're like, oh, I gotta take.
You don't have to cluster.
Yeah, and you just like let it all go, and then you can always build back. Like it's not like those are just things. Yeah. It don't really matter. Like but coming to somewhere new where you can learn and like grow and meet new people is like so much. There's so much more that you gain from that.
Yeah. So people express fear to do that. Did
I've
you
heard that
feel
too.
fear?
I no. Well, I had like butterflies in my stomach, but it wasn't like bad. Like it wasn't like a.
You were more excited.
It wasn't scared. It was more like, oh my god, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I wasn't scared that I wasn't nothing like something bad's gonna happen. I was just like, it's just that like it's you just like don't know what's gonna happen. So it's like maybe it's excitement, maybe it's a little fear, maybe it's a little everything. But it was just like yeah, it's like I don't know what the next step's gonna be, but I'm okay with it. Which when talking to people also told me like that's not normal. Like you don't like people just don't. People are scared to like leave what's comfortable.
What'd your mom say about that though? See,
like I've been talking to my mom about it for a while. Like I told her like, I'm moving to California 4 years before I left. I was like I'm gonna go move to California.
Yeah,
and she was like when I got the job, she's like, okay, like that's fine. My dad was different. My dad was like, why are you going to California to go become homeless over there? And I was like, that's not how it works. like you don't trust me that I'm like gonna like I'm gonna be able to live, right? So but like yeah, my mom was like, yeah, do it. Like that's what you gotta do. You go do it. Then she came and visited me and she's like, I want to move over here too. That's what, so like my mom was very supportive. My dad was not so much, but and then like a lot of people that I talk to are just like, oh my god, you're crazy, you're just like moving. You don't know any like who do you know out in California? I was like, nobody. I don't know anybody. Yeah. But like I mean, I feel like I meet people fine, so it's not gonna be a problem. But like yeah, it's a little bit like it's a little scary, but it's more fun, right? Like it's like I don't know.
It's an adventure.
That's how I felt.
No, for sure. So Ale, for you now, so you did the 3 years and up and down South America, right? And you got on better surfing. You got to know the waters. That's what it sounds like. And so, what made you decide? You know what? I'm gonna go pro.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Starting at 28 was, you're discouraged because you only hear stories of people starting when they're kids. Mm-hmm. But I knew I was going to be fully immersed, and I had the athletic background, and I got professional instruction. So I invested in it because it made me so happy.
When did you decide like I'm gonna try to pursue this professionally versus like I'm just gonna casually go out and like
26 you said
surf
before?
Yeah, so I wasn't trying to pursue professionally. I just wanted to surf really well for my own happiness, right? It was my sport. But I would paddle. The first time on a paddleboard, I went, and I think my second day
I think her video went out. It's just me.
Her video went out. Maybe she's out of batteries.
Did she die? We can take a break here.
Yeah.
All right, we can take a break.
Hey guys, go check out our website, gfothoughts.com. This is a good time to like and subscribe while we get Alejandra back.
20 minutes later.
All right, welcome back.
All right.
Hi guys.
Technical difficulties.
No worries. Thank you for your patience.
No worries. So where were we? Okay, yeah. So you say at age 26, you knew that you wanted to become pro surfer in a sense. So you were investing.
28, right? 28.
No, I was 28. Yes, I was 28. And so the second time on a paddleboard, I paddled 8 kilometers. Like just because. So when you paddle, you can see inside the water. Mm-hmm. So I saw like this massive turtle, and I was always seeing amazing things. So I was like, whoa. So I would just paddle forever.
So is that 8 kilometers? 8 kilometers is a lot? Is that a lot? 8 kilometers?
So yeah. So there in the town, yes. I come back and they're like talking about me because they're like, no girl around here does that. Like that's really long for your first time, like, And so I
have a question. So like when you're paddleboarding, how does that equate to like running or biking or something else?
Good question. It's right up there. It's just that instead of using your legs, you're using your upper body.
Okay.
But it's about the same speed.
It's like physically, like would it be the same as if I ran 8K, or would it be more like biking 8K? Because they're like a
running.
Different, more like running. Okay.
Running or biking uphill.
Oh, okay. I had to put that in perspective because I've never been paddleboarding.
Me neither. That's what I'm saying. Like, I guess you work out your upper body a lot, right? So yeah.
It's actually full body because you're balancing.
All your legs.
Yeah, but of course, because of the holding the paddle, yeah, your back muscles, but you get strong all around, and it's exhausting. One of my friends criticized me. He's like, "You're going 5 miles an hour. How is that efficient mode of transportation?" I was like, maybe it's not worth the energy output, but it's really fun and amazing.
But you're seeing all kinds of things while you're out there too, right? So it's like more of that.
It's
like
it's an adventure.
It's like going on a hike and like looking at around nature rather than like going on a bike, right? It's faster, it's better. But
yes,
like when you're hiking, you can see things, take things slow.
Yes. Which paddling too, you can do it slow. I was a leisure paddle at first just to go be out in the water because you're in the water instead of in cement.
So like what is a typical, like, I guess for a competition, what's the speed for competitive, like average speed?
Like 6 miles an hour, 5, 6 miles an hour.
Oh, that's like actually competitive.
Oh,
speed.
That's competitive. Oh.
6 to 7 is
what
really
is slow
fast.
leisure speed?
But you can't hold it very long. Sometimes, it depends. You can sprint, there's sprinting, and then there's, holding on. But like a 4 mile per hour, 3 to 4 miles when you're chilling, cruising.
Okay.
Yeah, gliding around.
So
but yeah,
okay.
so
no, sorry, go ahead.
no, that's okay. I was paddling, and then one of the world champions at the time lived there in Sayulita of stand-up paddle. And like, we didn't know there was this whole thing. It had just started in California and around the world, and they'd had like 1 or 2 world championships. And he invited me because they needed girls on the Mexican team. And so I was like, okay. So I went to my first race, not knowing anything, because I met this guy and he was the champion. I was like, ooh. And I show up, I rent a board on the beach, and there's like people that had flown in from California for this. And like all these people. And I did not the pro race, but like the fun race. And I got second place in like
That's
a
awesome.
regular board that I rented from the beach. Yeah, so that's how it started. And I got like, it was a big deal. I got this award and this. And I was like, oh, this is fun, because it was like a day of paddling and whatever. I got attention.
She's like, oh, this is fun. This is easy for me.
What an easy life, like you go a couple of times and then get second place in a race. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. That's when you start thinking of like destiny and meant to be, right? Or whatever. I was like, if the glove fits, give it to me.
Yeah.
It was like, seriously, it was like, it fit me like a glove. And then there was a national competition that same year, because there was going to be a world championship in Sayulita. Now there's another destiny. Like, out of everywhere in the world, the world championship was coming to that tiny little town.
That's crazy.
Where I was at the time. And so I went to nationals and I got on the national team again, because it's more of a male dominated sport. And but because of my athletic and bodybuilding background, it worked, and I loved it, and I served. So I got on the national team, kept training. Then it became total nastiness, like politics and like the other girls hating you and like pulling teeth to
Wait,
get
so how
into
big is this team though? Hang on. So how big is this team? Just wondering,
like 10 people, 10 to 12 people, because there's stand-up paddle, there's racing in the waves, short, 5 kilometers. There's long distance, 20 kilometers.
Yep.
There's surfing, and there's prone paddling, where you just lay on your stomach and swim, those guys.
Yep.
So it's a big team.
How many people are in each category?
Yeah.
2.
2, okay.
2 men and 2 women from each country.
Okay, so was there so the race were divided, woman versus woman and man versus man, or was it all together?
Yes, men and women. Separate.
Separate race. Okay. And now how many women are in your team then? You said there were girls hitting you.
Yeah, so there's 4 or 5 women that paddle, and then you're only competing for 2 spots, like the one that actually does
the actual performance.
Yes, but you still have subs, because what if this girl hurts herself? So then it gets real
it's like
nasty.
the backup. Oh,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Did anyone try to injure people?
Not yet. Not yet.
Like,
But they will talk shit about you and try to ruin
like
your
I'm
reputation.
third on the list, but if I get the second place person out, then I can go.
She got diarrhea last night
Yeah,
with my
like,
laxatives.
for some reason, she just couldn't make it. So then now I'm in.
I mean, this happened in theater. I mean, in theater too, right? You think about it, in theater, people you have your second, third backup just in case, right?
Yeah.
This happened like that's why you have like an understudy, things like that. But it does happen though, like
People get nasty.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. So you just walked onto the team and they competed. Did you immediately get your first spot, or do you have to compete for the spot too as well?
So I got on the team, and then I had to compete in 3 more races around Mexico to kind of prove I was the best, because there was another girl who they favored more than me. Because think about it, these people that paddle is usually people that grew up in the ocean. That's how they even know about the sport.
Yeah.
And here I am, the newbie that just showed up.
An outsider, pretty much.
I'm from El Paso, Texas, which is not the ocean. So like this chick from El Paso wants to be on the team with the Hawaiians. Anyway, so that I had to compete for that, and I did. I ended up winning like the circuit, the 3 circuit, and then I got the long distance race at the World Championship in 2015, and it was like my first major race.
That's
only
awesome.
like my 4th or 5th race ever. I got my ass handed to me, but I was there.
But
I
you
mean,
were
it was amazing. 26 countries came there.
Oh, wow. That's
Wow.
huge.
Yeah, and I did it. That was my first thing, and that
So this was the World Championship, right? Say, was it just
World Championship? The ISA.
That happens every year, or is it every 2 years?
Every year.
Every year, okay.
Every year, and
yeah. So like being on that national team though, does that get you like sponsorships and different things, or is that like does that come separate?
no, not automatically. You have to be like now that I've been in it for 5-6 years, I would start to maybe get sponsorships, but it's about popularity, somebody working for you. Like if you have like your dad, like a little girl had her dad.
Yeah.
He was a businessman and he did everything, got her all the sponsorships.
Gotcha.
Yes, you do need that because it's so demanding, the training and all that.
You don't have time for that.
It's a lot of time to like. You also have to put a lot of time into like reaching out to people and like pushing people.
So at that time, did you get paid yet?
No. At the time, you could win race. You could win money at the races.
Okay.
No, not from the Mexican government. No.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
No, it's all for fun and out of your pocket. It actually cost me money to race.
Wow. So at that time, you weren't getting paid. So when did you start getting paid a little bit more?
I got paid after the Pan Americans.
Gotcha.
But
Wait,
not.
what? Which one?
Yeah. The 2019.
Oh shit, that's so crazy. So it took
I invested
4 years additionally on top of that before. Wow.
Yes. Well, you have to understand this is a niche sport. It's a new sport. It was only been invented for 10 years. It's not an Olympic sport yet until last year, which is why I got paid. So we became Olympic when we got into the Pan Ams for 2019.
Gotcha.
So then I got into the Olympic Committee of Mexico, and then that's who paid us after the Pan Ams. We got one check for $12,000. And then every athlete that went to the Pan Ams got.
That's not bad. Okay, at least it's not like
12K a person. That's fine.
I thought
it was like a 12K per team, and then
I'm like, what?
Oh no.
Okay,
per
was that worth it?
No, so I invested everything into it. So in racing as an athlete like me, like when you're not super sponsored yet, at the most you break even from winning, because you travel 5-6 times a year. Your expenses, even the most highly sponsored athletes in my sport, whatever they make, they spend it on the trips to show up anyway. So this is all like a lifestyle.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a lifestyle. I'm thinking about it is in terms of what like I know, I'm like people go and spend money on marathons and stuff. And for me, I'm like, oh, you're spending money to go run.
That's true.
When you could run for free
I spend money on half marathon
anytime you want, but you're spending money to go run. Yeah. I'm always like, oh, that's just so like, why? Like, why would you do that unless you really love it? I don't see why people.
I mean, it's like people spend money to go to the gym, right? same concept.
Yeah, to go
That's
race.
true.
So when you actually compete is an amazing experience. The energy, the event, the one preparation, having a goal. You perform bigger than you would, and you grow mentally from the experience because it's pain. You know, it's like a challenge. It's like breaking barriers. So that's the whole appeal. And it's a very positive atmosphere. And then you make friends, and then it becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah, even if like I feel like sometimes like even if you don't do well, the people you meet there, the people you encounter, like you realize, okay, you know what, I've done this, and sometimes you do, because sometimes you do push better than better than you think you can, so just because you're at that edge already. So
Interesting. Yeah, I've never been one to just be like, oh, let me go pay to breathe air faster than everyone else. Like okay. Like
No,
it
but
just
totally-
seems like something that like you could do all the time by yourself for free, and then you're going
how
going
efficiently
and
you breathe
paying
air,
for
though?
it.
How efficiently are you breathing air right now? Let's be honest.
I don't care. I'm like getting it done. For me, it's like getting it done versus like experiencing. I don't know. Like I don't.
So let's say
I don't
that.
understand.
So let's say that you have a box. One day you're stuck in a box with this amount of oxygen left, but you have to be efficient to breathe it. You know? Can you? How
When
long
are
can
you guys? When are you gonna be chased by a lion that you need to run efficiently and be able to run that marathon? It's not. It's more just like you want to do it. It's like a goal, right? Like that.
So
seems
for
like-
me, I always
Yeah.
have a short-term goal. Every year, I think in March, I have run my half marathon, just because you know what, in January comes around, I need to make sure that I'm still in pretty decent shape. So I train to a long distance. That kind of helps me.
Got that holiday gut that he's trying to get off. That's what it is.
Yeah, sure, but
So by March, he's running his half marathon to get there, right? Is that what it is?
well, it keeps me in check. It's like a self-audit thing, right? So every quarter, I have some kind of physical goal. So for me, it's not like a competition thing, right? It's really not about the competition. For me, it's like a self-audit. But for you, Ali, it's a different story. For you, you had to make sure you perform because that was your competition. That was your job. You wanted to make sure you better yourself, So
But
for
at the time, it wasn't, right? It was more just for fun and like being able, like I guess you wanted to join and be competitive.
well, she invested in it at that time already, right? You already invested in it already. You met the coach and stuff.
Yeah. So what makes it different is representing the country.
Oh, there we go.
That's kind of huge, because then it becomes more than just having fun. It's like you
It's not just you
represent
anymore.
a
It's not you.
country.
It's not
Yeah.
you.
You have more
Yeah.
people that are counting on you or like rooting for you, right?
Yeah.
I have a question. Like, so you were from Texas. How can you be on the Mexican team?
Oh, so I have dual citizenship. I
see.
was born in Mexico, but we're from the border. So my family has always been like both. Like we lived in Texas before the line moved.
Oh, the line shift.
Oh, interesting.
Like it was not
forgot-
even 100 years ago.
I know. I totally forgot about that. The line moved. That's right.
Yeah.
wow.
So my grandfather, they were all citizens, but then my father was born, by the time it was already Mexico, but then we got citizenship, rights to
Gotcha.
citizenship. So
Makes
we
sense.
lived in Mexico, but when 1993, there was a big devaluation, we were like political refugees. My dad, the Mexican coin lost all its
Yep.
value.
Mhm.
So we moved across the border to the US, and then I was like 11 and I got my citizenship, but I also have my Mexican. So what's funny is most people in the Mexican team are some sort of dual citizenship. There's hardly any full
Oh.
Mexicans.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, because athletics is not a culture in Mexico. You see how athletics is kind of a culture at our schools here in the US?
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's why I became like a Mexican super athlete, because I grew up in the States going to practice every day.
Gotcha.
Or in Mexico, it's not common for women to go be athletes,
It's a cultural thing, though. So that's probably
It's a cultural thing. Yeah.
That's what you're saying, Joe. That's crazy.
So so that's another thing that was like, so people get mad because I have the US training, but the Mexican passport.
so they get. I think they're more jealous in a sense than mad.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So,
But you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever. I worked. I had the discipline. It's mine.
No, for real. You earned every single piece of that. So you worked hard for that. So now, so what do you want to do now? Like, obviously it's 2020. How long you want to keep doing that for? Do you have a plan, or you just keep going right now until you're tired of it?
Yeah, so actually I've been thinking about this, and you guys as finance people can relate. Like, how can you you allocate the amount of risk in your life? So I always say I handle my life like a $50 million cash portfolio of how much you invest in high risk investments and how much you invest in long,
You
you
risk
know?
manage it. You risk manage it.
Yes. So one of my biggest assets is my athleticism and my youth, right?
Yeah,
So I'm
true.
like, I am going to that because you and I know, you guys know that when my abilities up here are there, they're not going
Yeah.
to go away. So I could sit and work at 40, but I want to maximize my physical energy.
Of course.
So I was like, okay, so I'm 37 because I said I'll do the Pan Ams and that's it. I'll be 37. But now here I am. But 2020, you know, we're paused, so it's hard to have goals. But I want to kind of still take my surfing to another level and take it, because there's some women in my sport that are 42. In fact, the ones at the Pan Ams were mainly older women, because the little girls do kick our butt.
Yeah.
In like some races, but when it comes to resilience, longevity, and dedication, it's the older women that are thriving. Yes. So I'm all about it. I'm down. There's a Chile 2023, and
that's your goal.
That's my goal to go. But instead of racing, because I race, is in surfing.
Surfing. Oh.
Because surfing, it is more competitive because it's so technical, right? And that takes years to develop. But
so for Mexico, you want to do it for Mexico, I'm guessing, right?
Yes, okay. Yes. I don't think in US there's a lot of really good surfers, but you never know, because I got second in the US this last year. That's but crazy. you can only compete for one.
Of course, which makes sense.
Yeah. No, you're gonna come on. You'll be like, all right, I'm gonna walk on and just crush everyone again.
So yeah, I think I owe it to myself, because that's just who I am too. I think it's the most beautiful thing that's happened to me. It's the most beautiful thing that's happened to me. I mean, the waves, like so weird and different for anyone in my family. And the ocean is really magical as far as like wisdom and like,
gotcha.
Your connection with the ocean really does something to you. Mm-hmm. It's a different mentality.
I can see. So I was watching this video that you have in your commercial here that I just sent. And I can see like you're like you have the eyes of the tiger when you're in the water. Like you can tell, like literally, like it's even though it's a commercial. I mean, I don't think you're doing it on purpose. I think you're just in the zone, right? That's what it looks like. You every time, you know. So Robert, if you play that video, and for those who are not watching, I mean, who are not on YouTube, just check it out. But this is the video that Robert's sharing. So pretty much, the title is called "The Ocean is a Playground." And so, so first of all, can you give a little bit of background on this video? Who made this video? What was the purpose of the video?
Yeah, so I got casted for a Ford commercial for doing extreme sports with Outside TV.
Congrats.
Super awesome people. Thank you. Super awesome people in California. And they actually found me because of my Hispanic profile, because, you know, Ford trucks and the Hispanic market. Yeah. I was super stoked. And they created this Elements piece as part of their whole extreme sport.
By the way, it flows so well though. Like this. Yeah, I like that a lot. So
it's one of my gifts. One of the things that have value, that are invaluable, right? That you think, and here's the interesting thing. I make more money. I've made more money off my surfing than racing. So racing I pay for. But surfing is a bigger industry. Like this commercial, I got paid for. I also got hired to teach a retreat, and I made plenty of money there. And like, there's more opportunities in surfing.
Oh yeah, you can do kids camp if you want to eventually. You know what I mean?
Oh, but on here you're paddling.
Yeah, so it's SUP surf. So you paddling, you can race and you can surf the wave.
You're paddling. You're paddle surfing. That's what
you're going paddle into. Surfing. Yes.
I see. Oh wow, that's cool.
Which I do still prefer free surfing without the paddle, but that's for fun. But competitively, I'm the paddle, because you need to be a little stronger for the paddling, and it just fits me.
By the way, was that in Malibu? That looks like in Malibu a little bit.
Yeah, it was Malibu and Pismo Beach by you up north.
Oh, nice. So you did it on 2 different shots.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I don't
cool.
know if
mean,
I could do
yeah.
this. I'm watching this right now. I don't know if I could do this.
bro, I need to learn how to swim better. First of all.
Yeah, well, okay, that's the first thing, right? Is like me and Mike don't know how to swim. So I think this is very. But Mike, you've gone surfing, right?
I got surfing. I died. I almost drowned a few times.
Yeah, I would never even try to surf if I didn't know how
I
to
had a
swim.
life vest. Okay. I had a life vest just in
Life
case.
vest doesn't
Yeah.
mean nothing. I don't trust that.
How come you don't know how to swim? You don't like the water?
Yeah,
No,
Robert.
I don't like the water actually.
That's fair.
You know what? I think it was when I was little, my best friend, his dad owned like his computer parts company, and they had a wet and wild retreat every year. So then and then they would invite me because we're best friends. So they were like, all right, you can have fun with Isaac, and then while he does like stuff with his company. And I think one time I went there, I was like, oh yeah, it's wet and wild. I don't know how to swim, but you don't really need to know how to swim at these theme parks, right? So I went down one of these like tubes, and like you're on a tube and you're like going down a slide, and it went down so fast that when I hit the water, I flipped over. And I was like a little kid, like I was like 9-10 years old, so I was little. So I flipped over, didn't know how to swim, and I'm like grasping for air, like I'm like dying right now. And I'm like jumping up, and I see like the lifeguard, and I'm like, help me. Like what are you doing? And then I think it was one of the people that worked with my friend's dad's company. He like pulled me out of the water and put me onto the tube, and I was like, oh shit, I made it. I'm like, oh my. But I think since then I've been scarred, and I don't go to water. I've been on so many cruises, and I don't even touch water. Like I don't touch the pool water. I don't touch the ocean water.
Wait, really? You don't? Is it because so you're scared of water, or is it because
I'm not scared. I just don't. I'm just, like now. I'm just like,
You don't care
whatever.
for it.
I don't need it anymore. But I think before
not
I was
drawn to it.
scared. But then now I'm just like,
you don't care for it?
I don't care. And now I'm like, if I die, I die. I don't care. Like I'm not one of those people that cares about that stuff. But I just won't do it. I just don't go in there because I'm like, what is there in the water? Like I don't really matter. It doesn't matter to me. maybe I need some like experience where I'm going and surfing in Mexico or something to realize it. But at this point I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm missing anything swimming or not.
You don't know until you try or experience. I don't know. I did it one time just because I kind of okay. So I cannot tread water very well. So that's why I need a life vest. My biggest concern that current just taking me away. And so so I went to, what was it the first time I went to Huntington Beach, as it was Huntington Beach. And so another friend, he does it all the time. He's just a pro. He's like, you know what? Let's pick up the little waves and stuff. And I'll use one of his boards. I mean, probably popping up. Holy crap! It's a workout. Just popping up.
I can see that.
It's a workout. I busted my ass so many times just trying to pop up. Some people, I know, you guys make it look too easy. That's all I'm saying. Like you guys make it look way too easy.
It's practice though, right? Like you.
No, it's just
Exactly.
but it's upper strength too, though. Like it's like literally this upper strength.
But I feel like once you get to a level like that, like you're using a lot of energy. But then once you've done it a lot and you have the muscle memory, then that energy isn't as much anymore. Like you use less energy to get up. But now you're like, you don't know you're doing. It's like snowboarding. When we go snowboarding, getting up is like so hard. But like the people,
it's still hard for me. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying for us it's so hard, right? But like you talk to like Josh or like one of our friends who like really knows how to snowboard, they get up, they go down, they're not even tired. They both break a sweat. Right? And that's how it works.
After one ride, I'm not okay. I need 10-minute break.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, you guys snowboard?
Yeah.
I learned last year.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's the same.
I
No,
started
it's not. It's
2
not the
years ago.
same. What?
Pretty
Explain.
much.
Elaborate, please.
The same. You're still carving on the sides, just like going down the slope. But Robert's right. It's just because you're unfamiliar with it. But if you were to surf for a week or two straight, you'd have it. It's just because when you like
your
anything
first
else.
Your first time's always the worst.
Exhausting, yes.
Yeah, so I started snowboarding. I started snowboarding 2 years ago. The first year I only went once. Last year I went 3 times or something. But like it just gets easier every time you do it, Mike. And then
I don't know.
I like have
twice already.
a electric skateboard here, so I skate. I try
That's
to
true
like
though,
go
yeah.
whenever I go somewhere, I'm using that.
Yeah.
So like you get some familiarity. It's not the same, but it's
Oh
similar.
no, listen, I'm not discouraged by it. By the way, I'll if I had the opportunity, I'll do it again. You know, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like snowboarding, like I think even last year was my second year doing it, but we only had a short season. I
Mhm,
didn't
yeah,
care for. I was just still tired. I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll still do it. I'll just wait 10 minutes. Whatever.
yeah. You need to get a skateboard. It helps. It helps like learning what to do when you're going too fast. Like that's what happened in snowboarding. Is like I'll like go sideways and then just go way too fast. But then being on a skateboard, you know how to like maneuver and slow down and do stuff.
Oh my god, if you like skateboarding, you would love surfing.
Yeah,
Same
there you
thing.
go, Robert.
I think that's the next step. It's just I don't know how to swim, so I'm scared that like it's
Dude, just go
levels
to the
of
Y
risk.
now. Just go to the Y, San Francisco.
No, it's like levels of risk, right? So like if I'm snowboarding, the levels of risk is I will fall on the snow and get hurt, and then if I'm surfing, I fall in the ocean and
You don't know.
die. So
How are you dying?
because I don't know how to
Swimming
swim,
is
I don't know how to get out.
swimming is
don't know how to get up.
instinctual. It's an instinct,
I don't
swimming
know
is-
if that's true.
and you float in the ocean
Yes,
because
you
of the
do-
salt.
That's true. That you do float in the ocean there.
Is that true?
Yeah. You float in the
Mhm.
ocean. Yeah.
I don't know, I haven't been in the ocean in a long time, so
Just go to the Y. They give free swimming lesson classes. You know.
no,
All right.
okay.
Anyway, moving on. So, all right. So, all right. We're gonna jump into the funny segment section. You know, extra MSG. You have a funny story or a joke you want to share with us, or any image or meme that caught your attention this past couple weeks or months?
Oh God, I wish, my brother and sister always do the funny memes and they're so great. But
You guys
I
have-
wish I was a funny
wait, you
person.
guys have a group chat that you showed us meme?
We do, and they're hilarious. Like they can joke about food and things, and I'm just like, enlightenment is like I'm too serious. But I mean, honestly, I've been flooded with political images and what's going on in the world this week, and that's all the memes.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
things I've
Elections
been-
around the corner.
Elections. Yeah, so like when this comes out, we'll already have we already have decided our president.
Yep.
But like today it's like coming up. Like though this week is
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
coming up,
the
yeah.
election.
Yeah.
So
Huge.
How about this? You want to predict the future?
yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, well, I think Trump's gonna win because
Oh, she
Yeah.
saying it. Oh. Ooh.
I've already come back from the future and I'm like, oh yeah, it's so great. Trump won again. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so that's your statement there. Okay, all right.
Dude, just remember-
I really think he's gonna win again. That's
Okay.
that's,
So I'll be optimistic in the sense that based on the early pollings, I think Biden can pull it up if he wins Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Based on
interesting.
early-
Oh, you got technical.
But
Yeah.
like,
Dude,
didn't Hillary have a lead going in as well?
It's not about the lead though. So Hillary lost because of Ohio and Pennsylvania.
I know, but like all of the polling and all the early voting was going towards her.
Oh no, yeah. So I don't know about the stats. I just know there has been a bigger turnout, like already a record turnout, more like I think twice already, more than last election already.
Mm.
So I think the turnout is gonna it's gonna make a difference.
I think it all doesn't matter. Like none of
do you
it
guys
matters.
think this is more prevalent because we're all at home? So we're all like kind of paying attention,
Oh yeah, for
because
sure.
of the lockdowns.
Yes, that's for
That's
sure.
why the election has a whole new dynamic.
And because people actually pay attention. Okay, you know what? Voting is actually important now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
So-
people
Oh, you
that
think
never
so? You
voted
think that's
are
what's
voting.
going on? I don't know. Last like 4 years ago, I felt like I was just as involved in.
No, I feel like this year's in our face more now. So
Yeah, it's in our face.
yeah,
Might
way
be more
So
in
it's
my
like a
face,
bigger
but
deal.
like I feel like I put the same level of emphasis on it that I did last.
You want to know how
4
many
years ago.
friends asked me, have I voted this year versus last election? Literally. I
Dude,
got, like-
people were texting.
yeah.
Like, hey, register to vote here. I was like, wow.
What's going on with my friends? I have had no text. Like nobody
Really?
cares if I vote. Oh my god! I'm gonna text some people right now. Jesus.
Just tell them, hey, I voted, bitch.
Hey, why didn't? No, I haven't voted actually. I'm gonna vote on
What?
November 3rd.
Oh, you're gonna vote?
You
wait
should
the
be
date?
that friend.
Yeah, you should be that friend.
I have my ballot here, like my mail-in. I have it here.
Just
but
drop it off. Just drop it off.
No, I haven't filled it out. I haven't. Like, there's so many.
You know,
honestly, I hate. Like, this thing is ridiculous. Like 4
It's complicated.
pages.
I know.
Yes.
It's like 20. This goes down to 25.
I know.
It starts at 14.
Oh yeah, that's what. Wait, are you
What
on
the
the
fuck
California
happened?
ballot? Wait,
It starts at 14.
Are you on the California ballot?
Yeah, San Francisco ballot. It's like ridiculous.
Oh, so you have a lot
stuff.
of amendments to go through.
Yeah, so I have to like look through it and see what everything
so
is.
you have to go
like,
through the amendments though. You guys
I have to choose what taxes I don't want, which is all of them, and and then like once I'll fill it out and then go in on November 3rd and fill it out there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So funny thing. So I sent you guys my link on my funny thing.
Yeah,
today.
I want to see a funny thing.
Okay. So in the WhatsApp chat, check it out. So click on the link. And pretty much for those who are not on YouTube watching this, so pretty much
Batman.
The title says "Enjoy your treats." Okay, and it's Batman carving out kryptonites into the perfect apple. Okay, into like a rounded shape, and then he paints it into apple, and then he puts it into a box. It says "Candy apples, so yummy, wow!" And then he on the top of the box he writes, for my buddy Clark Kent. And just says, "Happy Halloween, bitch."
Oh my god, this is evil.
I know. It's just so messed up. I saw this on
God.
Reddit this morning. I was like, "Oh, this is kind of hilarious on Halloween." I was like,
Should we be dressed up right now? What are you guys gonna do?
Oh,
Right?
This
I
should
thought-
have been our Halloween episode.
Oh, we should have dressed up for the Halloween episode.
Should we take a break and get dressed up?
Right?
Well, that'll be funny. See what we come up with.
I actually have a full biohazard mask.
Yeah,
Suit.
have you gotten out in it yet?
I know. I was playing around with the LED lights today because I want to make sure a night glow a little bit.
So you're gonna go out tonight?
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna go.
Today's
to
actually Halloween for everyone watching. Today is Halloween for us.
Well, for the recording episode.
We're recording on Halloween on the Halloween day. So.
All right, Robert. So what's yours?
So I sent a picture to you guys. One of my neighbors this week asked me to like pick out a printer and like printer for her.
Yep.
And so this was like right on point. So it's a picture. There's 4 boxes. The first one's a printer. It says buy me more ink, and then the guy says I'll buy a new printer instead. And that's why. And he says because it's cheaper. And that is exactly true. Like if you like run out of ink, you might as well buy a new printer.
You guys, my dad is in the toner business because of that. That's our family business.
Wait,
Really?
what? Wait, hang on. What does your dad do exactly? Though?
Toners. We sell comparable toners because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So do you guys refill it too?
No, that's not really a good business. He just imports them from China to Mexico.
Oh,
Great business.
I bet.
Yeah, I bet. That's
funny you said that because we talk about that on our marketing stuff. Like it's just better to buy a new printer that has comparable toners than to buy the new cartridge.
That is
exactly.
true.
Like ink is so expensive. It's just
So expensive. Well, that's actually their whole model. They even started putting chips in the printers to where you cannot use comparables because they sell you the printer for cheap because they're going to make money off of you on the ink. It's actually kind of like a fraud. My dad's like super angry at them because they'll sell you
so they put like a smart chip in it. Say, hey, because this printer's recognizing that based on this smart chip.
Yeah.
That's
So that
so
you can
cool.
only buy the HP cartridges, which are like $60-$70, and that's more than your printer costs.
Is there a business there where we can create a printer that we can sell at a higher price but lower ink prices? Or have they maximized it so that there's no way we could do
Robert.
it?
But I mean, printing's becoming obsolete by the day.
Yeah, that's true. She has a point there. Unless you have a
true.
3D printer. 3D printer is a different story though.
You know what I mean? That's why I told my dad, look, as long as it lasts for my dad, but yeah. His whole life has been
now you gotta tell your dad to import 3D printing.
Yeah.
3D printers. Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, we're servicing the little guys in Mexico that are still trying to catch up to America, so we're good. We'll be printing for a while. There's people that'll be printing for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I still print stuff though. Doesn't matter. I still print stuff today.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you
like
have
see
to
stuff
you have
physical.
to print stuff out to send stuff back on Amazon. So I print stuff out too.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
that's true. Yeah, it's shipping stuff all day long.
Well, his sales did increase with the COVID because like professors and like different things came up of who was printing more.
Yeah.
Mm.
That makes sense. Though. Well, they gotta ship stuff to the students, right? Or the packages and stuff like that, or the booklets and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense though. All right, so we're gonna do a quick take right now. Also, Ale, obviously you've been. You said you're in Texas right now. So you've been there this whole year during COVID. How's that like? Or were you in Mexico and then you went back to Texas? Just wondering.
Yeah, I was in Mexico January to March, and then I
Okay.
really got scared to be in Mexico because we couldn't. I wish I would have stayed, but we couldn't predict what was going to go down. Right? Nobody had any idea, and
So you
I
went
didn't want to.
before the shutdown? You went back?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
just like, it was kind of like my vacation. 3 months was
Mhm.
super nice. And but then I didn't know what was going to happen, and I didn't want to be away from family if these were going to get weird, because people get weird.
Mhm.
And so yeah, that was horrible. I didn't like March and April at all.
Gotcha.
But then I came to with my sister because she has little ones and she needed help with them, and I never get to see them because I've been traveling for so many years with the competing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was really nice. It was really cool to be in Texas because I haven't been here
So
in a long time.
how many months has it been? Like 5 now?
6, yeah, since March. Yeah,
6
yeah,
months.
6 months and going on 7. And I probably won't go back to Cali. Well, my friend Michael Wong advised me next
wait till
spring.
election. At least wait till election though. At least.
No, I'm
For
gonna
what?
wait till
Wait,
like March.
you're not going back to
February,
where?
March. Cali.
Un-
Till like
why?
March.
March. Okay. Is it because of the weather?
Because no.
What did
because,
Mike Wong tell you not to come to Cali for?
Because we're expecting the housing market to crash in March and May when the CARES Act incentives expire. I'm just kidding. Rents to go down. No, I just things to settle down and the holidays, so I might as well just enjoy, get a full dose of everything, because then I can just take off after this.
Yeah.
And not
that's
feel
true.
guilty.
Yeah, and not only that, you'll be more recharged. That's what it sounds like, to be honest.
Yes. And I do paddle here. There's a lake. So I do get to train a little bit in the lake. It's super fun.
But don't you need waves
And
for your surfing?
yes, I do. But I have a skateboard, which I just ordered from Amazon, a bunch of pads, because my old ass, I'm so scared of breaking something on the pavement. It's so different.
Oh my god, I fell like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Doesn't it hurt horribly?
I wiped out and it hurt so much for weeks. I've never hurt for so long before. And like, oh, I'm getting old. Like,
that's because you wear a t-shirt. You don't protect. You don't have any pads at all.
You have to wear the pads too.
No,
you could
like,
break a bone.
You have a helmet or whatever?
No, I don't do any of that.
You don't have a helmet, okay?
But honestly, it's not that. Like, it was just like I got hurt, and then it took a long time to recover, and that was the big thing. Like, I'm getting old now, so like my recovery is slower, and
that's what happened to me with my wrist.
You feel pain for a long time, and that's the only thing.
Robert, it is the pavement, so be easy on yourself. It fucking hurts.
I know. I need to. But normally I go
get a
on,
helmet
on
though,
roads.
at least, man. Come on, get a helmet. You gotta get a helmet though.
Oh, but it's not cool. It's like
it's not cool.
Not cool. Yeah, you gotta be cool. Don't wear a helmet. Smoke. Like that type of stuff. Drink with your friends. Like it's. Yeah, I'm just joking.
Right.
Yeah, I need to get a helmet for sure.
So what else have you been doing to training to keep your body shape? I mean, I know you're super active. Obviously you want to make sure that your body's ready to go when you hit back the waves again. Like what have you been doing?
Yeah, so obviously I use this time to recover from all my little injuries from paddling, because it really beats you up.
Yep.
So a lot of yoga, running, and I'm about to start a strength program now that I'm healed, like weights.
The gym's open there, or do you have your own gym?
No, my sister luckily has a little garage gym. So
Wait,
we have
did
everything
Texas
here.
even close though? I thought Texas didn't close at all.
No, it did, dude.
Yeah. In Austin, right? You said you're in Austin, right? You said?
I'm in Austin. Austin had pretty low numbers.
Yeah.
But like
Austin
other
closed,
parts. Yeah. El Paso. Yeah, the gyms were pretty closed for a while, but no, they're open. But I'm all for at home still, especially since we have kids. So we're training and I'm going to step it up. But I actually enjoy taking a break from training, because the athletic training is very lonely, because you, like you said, you have to rest, you have to eat at a certain time in a certain way, you can't I have to train, sorry, I can't. I have to train. You have to train every morning and at night. Yeah, your diet. So you can't really have a social life.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stop drinking now again?
Yeah, so oh my God.
Oh, we caught you.
So I never drank before.
I
but
know,
because
right? When I met you, you didn't drink. You weren't drinking at that time.
No, I don't like drinking, but here there's nothing else to do, and that's what people do.
Oh, so as an athlete, you don't drink very much, right?
No, you can't. Well, same with the caffeine. Like you want everything you got. You know what I mean? And some athletes do have a beer, 2 or 3. But I prefer to just be clean and like nothing.
I don't know. Like CJ McCollum brought like a whole winery to the bubble when they were playing basketball. Like he brought
so
200 bottles of wine.
Once you're in a groove and you have a lifestyle, then yes. But like when I did the Pan Ams, I just went super extreme for like 10 months.
No, it's smart. I feel like also this would make your muscle realize, okay, you know what? This is because you're training in that kind of mindset, in that kind of environment. So your body's so used to that. Unless like you're training while you're drinking in a sense at the same time. So, I mean, like it's different. Also, it might not be efficient either. Your muscle might not be as efficient.
No, it really messes with me, and I don't like how my organs feel. Now, don't think I'm a little angel. I do eat like cannabis chocolates because it relaxes. It helps me with recovery. So that's what I call my drinking.
Is it the one with the CBD or just THC in it too?
Both. Okay. Depends. Like sometimes I don't want the THC and just the CBD, which does help. CBD helps a lot. Yeah. And sometimes THC just because like it hurts and I'm bored, and because I don't care who you are, we all need to disconnect somehow.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. And alcohol, I love it. It's so fun and I do enjoy it, but internally, like it burns. Once you're sprinting, it gives me heartburn and it just doesn't feel physically good.
So
but the THC doesn't affect
you.
Feel
it, you're saying?
Yes, but I could do THC and I don't feel it as much when it's time to perform.
I feel like you sweat it out. I personally feel
alcohol?
No, THC. Anything THC.
THC? Oh yeah. It does.
I'm sluggish at first, but then once you get into the groove, yeah.
Yeah. So for training, it's okay. But if I had like when the Pan Ams, well, first of all, we do get drug tested, so I do have to quit it. That's when I go to CBD. I actually didn't even do CBD because I was like, I ain't risking anything.
Of course.
But CBD is not like on the list, right? Or is it?
It's not. It says marijuana, cannabis. So and it is a product of cannabis. So I didn't submit my prescription to the committee or anything. I just didn't do it. But in the future, if I want to, then I would,
Yeah. You rather steer away from it, to be honest. There's no point of risking at that point.
Mm-hmm,
yeah. But it's not that important. It's important when you're doing everyday life because we all need to have a little fun and like disconnect.
So did you go crazy when you were in Texas for the last 6 months, or was it like, oh, this is a nice change of pace?
No, I was fine. I was eating my veg, but then I became a full-time babysitter with the children, and then I became an alcoholic. I started.
It's a trend now. The stress
of the baby.
And one of them is a baby, so I started with the White Claws. Have you heard of White Claws?
Yes, of course.
I was like, ooh.
0 calories is the low,
Wait, are those 0 calories for real?
They're like 100 calories.
Well, very low calories.
Very low calories, yeah.
But then I was like, I started drinking. I was like, these are great. And then I started drinking. By 3 o'clock, I was popping my first one.
Oh, shit. It's 5 o'clock.
And then so for 6 weeks, I drank.
What's your favorite flavor?
I'm an alcoholic. Oh, like the cherry and the raspberry.
Really? I like the grapefruit one better.
Yeah, grapefruit's pretty good too. Yeah. But then get this, I gained a bunch of weight. I was like, oh my God.
Wait, off of 100 calorie.
How's that possible? Yeah.
Well, because I drank for 6 weeks straight. Like
wait, hang on. Did you drink a case every day?
Not a case. Like.
Oh my God, Mike.
After 3, you don't.
Do you
feel
drink
anything.
a case every day, Mike?
No, I'm just saying. I don't drink at all. I know people
how many cases? Was it 12 in a case?
Yeah, but I know some people who can drink a case in like 3 days, easily. 2-3 days.
Yeah, 2 to 3 days. That's what the pace I was at. And they're not cheap. There's like $20 a case.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The price is heck. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what got me. I was like, 6 weeks went by. I was like, I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my sister took me to the Texas wineries, and then we got some wines. But now I'm into this margarita mix because it's $13. It's this like you get it at HEB. It's like $13 for a thing this big,
Yeah.
and you just need one, and you get to this.
There you go. She knows how to be efficient now. See.
Yeah. Efficiency.
Well, hey, it works. Sometimes it's just medicine.
And it's Saturday. It's fine. It's not a big deal though. No,
Yeah, it's Halloween. And I knew we were
Halloween.
gonna do something fun. So.
Are you guys going trick or treating with the kids?
No, they were gonna bake a bunch of cupcakes and cookies, and we're gonna go to we have family here, so we're just gonna go to their house and have that. But no trick or treating. I think we're gonna dress up in Katrinas. You know, the skulls, the Mexican Katrinas. You guys have to do that at least once, please. And then we're gonna
my face in like a skull.
Yes, it's so fun.
So what does that mean though? I guess what does Katrina represent? It says like
is it Dia de los Muertos in Mexico?
Dead, right?
The Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Coco?
Yes, I have. Okay, I'll get to that. Yeah.
So that's exactly what it is. It's just a celebration of your dead ancestors.
That's pretty cool though.
It's cool.
So wait, do you know how to paint that yourself, or do you actually hire somebody to paint that for you guys?
No. Of course, we do it ourselves. We'll probably look at some pictures online.
I'll be horrible. I would be horrible painting.
You paint yourself, or do you paint other people?
Well, we'll probably paint each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, that's still hard though. I mean, trusting somebody who's never done it before. I'm like, nah.
You know.
I have no one. I have no one here to paint me.
That's what makes it fun, especially if we have some drinks.
Paint me over here.
What about you guys? Are you gonna dress up as anything?
So for me, so my roommate is gonna have set up a social distancing Halloween pickup, I guess, for kids. So he's gonna have a table and all the candy outside, and then the sign that says "Don't be greedy. We're watching you." You know, and then there's a whole hand bottle of sanitizer too. It's like sanitize your hands and just grab it. You know, and then they're just gonna sit in the garage, just watch them. That's what they're doing. And then I have a friend who's coming over who's gonna be wearing this crazy costume that's from what's it called? What movie is that from? Saw. You know, the white hair guy, the white face guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just sitting in the bush in the corner, just staring at the kids coming in. So just
oh my god,
he's like, just to scare them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. There's nothing to even go out. There's no events or anything to go to. Or
really?
There might be, but I don't want to go to these events. I don't want to catch COVID just for Halloween. So I just stay home. Be another
you can
day.
do something crazy, record a video and send it to all your friends.
There we go. So why haven't you why haven't got any messages from people? You know, people tell me to vote.
I'm gonna tonight. All I'm gonna do is send messages to every one of my friends.
Go vote.
Like, why didn't you tell me to vote? I feel like you don't even care about me.
Excuse me. That's funny.
No, but no. Okay. Well, we appreciate your time. I know time is coming up soon, and we do realize that this is, you know, we don't want to take too much of your time. But you know, wrapping this up. So, if you were to leave 3 advice to your younger self, or anyone who's hearing this, you know, what would that be? Just wondering, like, whether it could be personal, career, whatever, some kind of, you know, what messaging you would leave behind.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jesus. I mean, I think my biggest message right now is connect with nature and to yourself. So I'm an advocate of your health, your exercise. So if you go into your health and you take care of your body, then you know who you are. You know yourself. You know what you need. And there's something very nurturing about that. And that helps you take care of yourself out there. Like, no, this is my boundary. Yes, this works with me. Nope, this doesn't. Mm-hmm. And also nature is a way to know your purpose. So if you understand the sun rises, the sun sets, the seasons come, they go.
What do you mean understand? Because I've learned to appreciate sunset a lot more. And you know, I kind of love sunrises before, just because I grew up in the East Coast. I've watched. I love sunrises before moving to the West Coast, and now I'm a big fan of sunsets now. Like, I'm like opposite of that now.
Because of the West Coast.
What's the difference?
It's such a huge difference. Like, so for me in the beginning,
I don't understand this. Oh, what's the difference between the sunset and sunrise?
It's so when I get up at, like, 6 in the morning just to watch the sunrise before. It's because I really love the appreciation of the starting of the day. So getting things moving or starting things with a clear perspective. That's my representation of sunrise, right?
You said a meaning to it.
Yeah.
You said a meaning to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and for me, at least that's my own representation. And then once I went to the West Coast, I'm like, wow, the sunset is just crazy.
Now you're like, I'm gonna end everything, and this
yeah,
is
well,
the ending.
I want to make sure. So I want to make sure that I'm out there to see the ending and stuff. In a sense, like so like for me, like working from home type of deal. For me, like you know what, I need to cut up my time working from home. This is my break time. This is my way to go out. I'm gonna go enjoy for my run, watching this, or I'm gonna sit down there, just meditate a little bit, and I don't know, just enjoy. Okay, I've gone through another day. Have I achieved stuff that throughout the day I wanted it? If not, what I need to do better tomorrow. Like, for me, it's just a reflection. I like you said, I put meaning to it.
You get so deep with this.
I don't know.
With the sunset and sunrise.
Well, I mean, Ale, what do you think? Because you said that. How do you understand sunrise, sunset? What was your definition behind that?
Yeah, the colors and the cycles, the like day to night. So I think it's important, if you understand how you work and you understand how the world works and you respect those cycles, then you work better outside. Like, you have a day and you have a night, and you have a time of light and energy, and you have a time that you need to rest. And you know what I'm saying?
So know yourself in a sense. Like
know yourself,
Interesting.
and also know nature. Because I think if you know nature, then you know what the world needs. We have to be working for the world now, not using the world to work for us. You know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, so it's becoming all about being green, right? And the environment and saving the planet. Well, it all starts with saving ourselves, because if we understand that we're just like the planet, one, we need to be watered. We need time to grow. We need time to rest. We're not always on. Sometimes we're off. We're not always in bloom. Sometimes we're in fall. Then you can have more compassion, knowing that the next person is the same way. And same with your business. It's not going to work. And then to have a harmony. So a harmony is, I think, what we're going towards, versus living in a world where it wasn't in sync with the soul, and we were killing the planet and creating industry for I don't know what reasons. So if you're aligned with your health and you're aligned with the nature, sunrise, sunset, the beauty of it, then you can be a better worker. You can create better in the world.
No, that's a good way to put that, because you're aligning your energy level, I guess you say, like, because you're not fighting against it. Okay, you know what? You understand that there are going to be changes in a way, right?
Yes.
So adapt to it in a sense. And how do you become, like, how do you become better from it in that way? That's a good, that's
balanced.
Balance it, yeah. There you go.
Because if you say sunset is my time to go enjoy and go outside, then you're putting a boundary and a limit. Because if a person overworks themselves through the night, then you bump into unhappiness, disease, stress, right? So you kind of have to surrender to that, to understand, no, you're not this machine that can just go, because you're going to pay a consequence later, whether it's stress or unhappiness. So slow down, appreciate the colors, be grateful.
Yeah, Robert, slow down.
For the day.
Like for me, like I love the sunsets, the sunrises, but they seem the same to me, and it's all just because it's beautiful, right? Like it's not like I didn't put any meaning towards it as like, oh, this is a representation of something else. It's just nice to be able to sit there, relax, and just watch, and just be able to for me, it's more of a relaxation thing than like a representation of anything else. I didn't get very deep with it. I was like, oh, it's pretty colors, yeah, like that.
I didn't get deep with it either, though. I mean, it just happened to be that way when I reflect back on it. For me, like it just happened to reflect whenever. So sometimes you reflect back why you do things. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but that's not like I had there's no connection there for me. I also am not a nature person. I don't like being outdoors. I don't like getting
that's
dirty.
True. I had to drag him out, by the way.
Really?
On his birthday this year, we dragged him out to go to.
It wasn't a drag, right? Like I was totally down to go, and that I would only go somewhere where there was no people. So like you go to like a national park or whatever. But but for me, it's more like I don't like going outside. Like in Florida, you go outside and you're sweating right away. I hate sweating. So like I hate being dirty, which is why I don't really like going outside. You go outside, you get dirty, You go out into nature, you like have all like muddy and dirty and everything. I just don't like it. Like that's
how my sister is.
Really?
But
Your
I'm
sister?
totally down to go to the beach when it's overcast or at nighttime when it's like when like the sunset's going on. It's beautiful, but I just don't want to be dirty. I don't want sand everywhere all the time. Like that's really what it is. It's the dirt.
Yeah. My sister thinks it's a lot of work, so she stays inside too.
Oh, wait, your sister thinks it's a lot of work?
Yeah, she doesn't want to deal with it. She doesn't want
It's
to
a
be
lot
outside
of
either.
it's a lot of work to be outside. That's interesting. I
She
feel like
also
it's
has
so
kids, right? Kids also are dirty.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
because she
and
has
you
to
can't control
pack
them.
and she has to take the
Oh, that's
water
different
bottle and
though.
you
Well,
have
well,
to.
that's different. No, like because now you're dealing not herself, you're dealing with people too though. You're dealing with kids.
Yeah.
Though.
But she thinks like, oh, there's mosquitoes, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna get dirty.
I really hate sweating. Like I really hate sweating.
Isn't that funny? Like people are different for sure.
Yeah, that's why I moved out of Florida, because you walk outside in Florida and you sweat right away, which I
Wow.
hate it. And then now I go out in San Francisco, I'm like, oh, it's nice and cool. I don't sweat. I can go outside, walk around, and be fine. But yeah, it's not like outside. I don't like outside. It's just I don't like being dirty and I don't like sweating, and that's why people think that I hate outdoors. It's just not. It's just I don't want to be dirty.
So that's very interesting. The whole like shifting to nature and values, it's a total like personal, like it's not everyone's wish, you know?
No,
Yeah, and that like you're talking about your story, and I'm like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if that would have had the same impact on me going into like there.
Mhm.
I would have been there and been like, oh, it's beautiful, it's nice, but like I want to go back home, go to the air conditioning. Like,
Interesting. Isn't that great? No,
Yeah.
that's awesome for me to like appreciate that perspective. That it's
Mm.
like I said, it's my experience, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
And wow.
I learned it. I don't know. For me, I just learned it. I wasn't seeking for it. I just learned it. I remember my first time going to Santa Monica for work, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is gorgeous! I think I could live here." I was
Yeah. It's pretty.
and yeah, just watch the sunset. I think I could just live here. And then I was like, and then when I moved, I was like, you know what? Why move? Why live in downtown LA if I could just have this? Or why go to Venice or go to whatever, or why go to West Hollywood? I was like, it's kind of isolated. I still nearby LA. I'm next to the airport. I was like, next to the mountain. I was like, this was like perfect spot. I was like, I can see why people love that area just because of the location alone. So, and you know how earlier you were talking about like how people like had the same kind of energy vibe in that area. It's just it's so true. Like the more I got in tune with it and became more aware of my surroundings. And I think you and I had that conversation the first day. Like literally, like it's just everything started clicking around me a little bit more.
That's so awesome. Well, the energy of the ocean, Michael. And that's one thing I want to introduce you to, Robert. Like nature does have a certain magic and vibe to it that you can get inspiration from or power. Whether it's the ocean or it's like a mountain or a forest, you cannot deny.
I do like going out and being close to water. Like I don't want to be in the water, but I like being out there. When I was in Jacksonville, I would go to the beach and like sit there and just like listen to the waves.
It feels different, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's all. As long as you know, there's something.
That was one thing negative about being in Austin was I was like, I don't know if I could go somewhere where I didn't have water nearby. Like run it like here we have the bay, and like in Florida we have the ocean or the Gulf.
That's true.
Like it's I feel like it'd be hard to like get somewhere where I could just go and relax.
But you have rivers. You have rivers here, and you have natural springs, which are a whole other type of magic.
Yeah, the springs. I thought the spring was pretty cool there when I went there.
Oh, it feels good. Like it's as close as good, like from the ocean that I could get the springs because it's live water. And the rivers too. That was pretty cool.
That's true.
Anyway, but that's all, Robert. If I can at least get you to acknowledge that nature does give you an energy that's good.
That's true. I like being by the water, listening to it and like relax. It's a very relaxing, calming sound. And it's easy to reflect in that stage. But like if I have to sweat, I'm not gonna go out there.
And Michael, they say that LA is like a vortex. Like in the world, there's a couple vortexes
Really?
of energy. That's why the Hollywood creatives are there, and a lot of creative energy there,
You think so? Is that
particularly.
really interesting?
Yes.
What do you mean by vortex of energy? I'm curious. Like, what do you mean by that? Like,
So it's a spiritual thing. Like, you know how the pyramids are believed to be a vortex, like built to be a vortex of
really?
energy. And
I actually heard that before. That's why.
I've never
you've
heard of
never
this.
looked into that, you know, the pyramids
Nah,
of Egypt and the pyramids of Mexico, and
I didn't. I
they're
actually
like,
never looked into it before. Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
yeah. So there's this whole the spiritual blah blah is the vortex, like they're shaped like this,
Yeah.
so that it receives certain energy, and there's certain points on Earth they're called the chakras of the Earth that have more vibration and access to the higher states of consciousness.
Yeah.
I mean, you do agree there's higher and lower states of consciousness.
That I do agree with that part. Yeah.
And so people do go out seeking those higher states, and they go to energy vortexes.
So where is that point in LA? Is it like on the Hollywood sign, like on the H?
No,
The
all
Hollywood
of
sign?
LA, that whole
Oh,
area.
the whole territory. She
The
said.
whole point. Yeah, if you look at the Earth, like there's not one point. It's
like a
just an
territory.
energy there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So is
another
Sedona
one.
of them? Because I remember going to Sedona. I went to a hike for the bell. There's like
Yes, Sedona too.
yeah, and people said that you can feel a different energy vibe if you meditate there. And I actually, believe it or not, it was different vibe, different feeling. I'm not sure it was a high or low different energy, but it was interesting because I actually said that morning, and me and my friend went to hike that time, and then he went to the top. Like he went hiking to the top. Hang on, what's this? The bell call? Hang on, I gotta pull it up. It's like Sedona Bell. It looks like a shape of a bell.
You go lick it.
Yeah, Bell Rock. Hang on, I can tell you. I can link it to you right now. And it's known for that energy piece. So this was the trail here. I can send it to you right now. Check this out. By the way, you and I can have a whole conversation about this stuff later. But
Yeah, people broadcast from Sedona, like they channel spiritual wisdom or whatever.
Is there like a map of all these spots all over the
yeah, is there a
Yes.
map?
Yeah, they're like you can look, search either
what's it called? Chakras
of the Earth or vortex points of the Earth.
I've never heard of this before ever.
It's rad. I think it makes you want to go to all of them.
Yeah, well, I never heard this vortex we needed. I would love to go all of actually to check it out. Just to
Key
see
lines, the chakras of the Earth, and ley lines. What is this?
By the way, so I sent you in the chat. This is the Bell Rock vortex I was telling you about. Like, so you can go hiking on that. It's actually pretty interesting. My friend went up to go and hike to the top of that Bell Rock there, and I just sat there in the middle of the level and just meditate for like 35 minutes, 40 minutes. I that thing just flew by, and then I don't know. It was definitely just a cool experience. It was definitely a different feel though. 100%. I cannot describe that. I mean, I don't know how to I can't describe it. I just don't know how to even put words into that.
You don't have to. That's the thing. That's what we're evolving into, more like vibes and feelings than chasing what feels good to your whole person than things we create, touch, speak about.
So your experience, it sounds like you also grew spiritually yourself, mentally, from the time you were in New York to now.
Yeah. Like, that was the whole thing. It was a spiritual journey to the authentic self, right? By shutting of the ego is what. It's a whole thing. It's called the ascension.
Can you ever really shut the ego though? That's the thing. Like, I feel like that would always be with us no matter what. Like,
yes, you need the ego.
That makes us.
Yeah.
Yes, but you just need to not identify. It asks you to kind of step away from it or to identify with it, because you're more than the ego. The ego is the ego, and you are you.
Gotcha.
Mount Shasta.
Oh yeah, Mount Shasta.
Where's that at? Oh, holy crap! Wait, it's a lot of points.
Northern California. Oh, it's close to me. It's got to be close to me. Where's this Mount Shasta? I'm gonna have to go this place and feel.
Wait, this is pretty cool. There's one in was it Chile? No, Ecuador. What's that? Hang on.
There says
second chakra.
Here, I'll send you this. This has like each point.
This is pretty cool. There's one
You're
Tibet.
teaching us such new things.
I'm so glad.
Peru, Bolivia. There's one in Australia, one in Hawaii.
One in Hawaii.
Hawaii. I wanted to. Let's go.
Wait, there's one. Wait, so what is this gate though? Is it the gate? What is this gate thing? Gate 9, gate 10. Are those at different points as well?
Mm-hmm.
There's one in Mount Fuji.
One in England?
Hell yeah.
Probably.
Kind of like,
I like to say probably.
Stonehenge is one of them. That's crazy.
You know,
because
this might be a more likely scenario than aliens.
That's true. I agree. I completely agree. Yeah. Bali. Oh, that explains a lot. Bali though. All right. So I guess I'm going to Mount Fuji and Maui now. Next. Oh, by the way, Lake Louise. I do believe that for sure because I went there for a wedding, and when I went to explore around by myself in Lake Louise, let me tell you, it was just
right. Isn't that how we want to be living though? Like blowing our minds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, okay. So get this, Robert. So it's like before it started snowing, and it's not that cold, by the way. It's like 50 degrees. It's gorgeous. Walking around, yellow, brown leaves, and then this whole beautiful lake with the mountain and the snow in the background. Like it just, I don't know how to explain that. Like it was like picture.
Wait, so what happened?
No, so it's just the vibe, the energy.
The energy.
It's just so different. Like it makes you want to go back to experience the same thing, but you know that for a fact you may not create the same thing, but just because that at that time, that moment, you know, like I don't know. I wanted to stay there for a longer period of time. I was there for like 5 days already. I wanted to stay there for even a longer period of time. Just
is when you go there and it's a state. You don't have to do anything. You just feel it.
Yeah.
And that's the wisdom. You've already downloaded wisdom so that you come back to your life and you already know what it feels like to be there. Therefore, you have expanded your consciousness and awareness. So you have access to that state of being at all times. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole thing of traveling is that you just have to feel it and it changes you completely just because you've experienced a new feeling.
It just opens a door. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a door.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I understand why my friend had a wedding there. I completely understand why.
Imagine like the energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, it was an outdoor reception. There was no forecast of snow. And during the reception time, I'm sorry, ceremony time, as she was walking down the aisle, it started flaking snow. How perfect is that?
What a gift.
No, literally, there's a video on this. There was no forecasting of snow at all. Not even a cloud on sight.
What if I go there and it just starts raining?
That's fine. Is
that like God saying like I'm
That's
sad.
for you, Robert.
I'm sad
that's for you to decide. That's for you to decide. But
he's baptizing you.
He's like, please come back to the light. That's it.
All right. Well, listen. Hey, listen. I know that time is up. So we'll wrap up quickly. We are venting at this session. Free range. Robert, you have anything to start with?
Oh, do I have anything to vent about?
Yeah.
I want to say no, but I want to say no. I don't think I have anything this week to vent about.
That's a surprise.
I have such a good life. I don't think I
can't complain, right?
Yeah, I can't complain.
That's cheers to that, Robert.
Yeah, cheers to that for sure. Cheers to that. There we go. All right, so I do have one little thing. So today I got roughly around 23 messages of people spamming me of, hey, are you going to support this person? Are you going to support this and stuff like that? So I'm a little
wait, messages from people or
California Democrats?
Just random stuff. And I don't think it's just a California thing. I think for me it's just both sides. Like, so I get text messages say, hey, are you supporting this bill? Are you supporting this person? Or hey, a reminder to vote, blah, blah, blah. Like 23 messages today. It's only like 4 p.m. right now, 5 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get text messages.
I get calls too, but today was all text messages though.
I'm getting text messages too.
I've been getting texts for like weeks now, like a couple of weeks now.
But to 23 one day though?
Yeah, that's a lot. I feel like you signed up for
I actually got a call
things.
and I took a survey and it was about 30 minutes and it was very intense. Like,
wait,
I was
like,
like,
you took
wow.
a 30 minutes random survey just because?
I did a survey once too.
Political.
But why did you decide
Proposition
to do it
22? Because I was just sitting there and I was like, okay, I was curious.
Okay.
But the way it was twisted, I was like, whoa, well, I don't know now that you're telling me all this stuff. Like, it was definitely being pushed.
It's so crazy, right? Some of those wordings in California, those proposition,
Oh my god, I have it
It's
here.
so
These
hard
are
to understand
so
that.
stupid.
It's so hard to understand that. Like, how do you expect an average person to understand that?
Right? Like
If
this
it
one,
wasn't for my friends
this
on
one
Instagram
says
making
like
posts.
So Robert, there we go. That's your vent there.
this one. It says,
Robert's
shall the
vent?
city place a tax permanently on some businesses in San Francisco when their highest paid managerial employee earns more than 100 times the median compensation, where the additional tax rate would be between 0.1% and 0.6% of gross receipts, or between 0.4% or to 2.4% of payroll expense in the business? And like, I'm like, what the like? Who's reading this and is like, oh, that totally makes sense. I'm gonna vote for this. This sounds right. Like, if you're like a normal person who's looking at this and being like, yeah, this makes sense. Like, I'm gonna vote for something that adds additional taxes from 1% to 2% to 6%. I don't. It's so stupid. I hate all the lawyers
So
and all of the politics.
For our service, I did see a friend of mine that did a whole campaign for like Proposition J.
Yeah.
Vote yes on J, and she really like emphasized it for a few days on her Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew to vote yes on J, because she explained it. She had podcasts, she had lives with people and educating you on why you should vote yes.
It's not the
and
same
so when
J,
I got
right?
to
Everywhere?
I don't know. Is it
She
about
said, wait, Ali, you went to California, right?
Yeah, what's the J?
Yeah.
What is J?
About incarceration, like reform?
Oh, this is not. This is parcel tax for unified.
This might be
school
LA
district.
County.
Yeah,
LA
so
County.
yeah, it's probably LA County.
I hate all of this. I really hate it all.
The ones I didn't know better, I just skipped.
Yeah. You don't have to vote for it. It's not required to select all of them. Yeah. No. People don't understand that. Like, it's
but you should like research it, and that's what I'm gonna do.
You
today.
should.
That's what I'm gonna do today is research through it and see what I like, see what I can say no to on taxes and stuff.
Guys, people think that our vote doesn't matter, and I'm one that thinks it does.
Yeah.
People think it doesn't count. Like, it's so corrupt that they're just gonna do what they want anyway.
I don't know. I feel so small. Like that's what I think. I think my vote is so small in comparison to the population. But I still do it because it adds up
so quickly.
I think so.
It's like a responsibility that you need to be. You need to be informed, and you need to be able to like put in your vote.
No, but think about it, Robert. If everybody puts $1 for one side, for like one bucket, and versus the other bucket, it adds up so quickly.
Yeah,
that's a good way to look at it.
But your $1 isn't really doing anything.
Yes, because if a lot of people think like that.
Yeah, it does matter, to be honest. So, whether you like
I think it
not.
does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right,
I don't know how much my one.
On that note, Robert, we're gonna end this episode. All right.
All right. I guess. All right. Go out and vote, guys. Because it's already past it's already past the vote.
By the time we air,
by the time it airs, I hope you guys went out and voted. Even though it means very little to some people and very much to other people, but you should definitely go out and vote every time it's possible.
Yeah, that's true though. Yeah. Well, Alec, appreciate your time. We'd love to do this again. Keep us posted how your training goes. When are you starting again? Training?
Right. I'm already started now because I hope to be nice and in shape by the summer. We're expecting.
You're not talking about alcohol training. You're talking about just training.
Yeah.
If you come to San Francisco, I can help you with the alcohol training.
Yeah, he will do that for sure.
that sparkling wine is tempting. I hope I race up there and get to visit you, Robert. And Michael, I'll see you in LA hopefully next spring.
I'm trying to. All right. Well, listen, for those people who are not listening or watching us on YouTube, just hit subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment. And for those who are watching us on YouTube, please hit the like button and subscribe. And we appreciate your time. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and go to our website, gfothoughts.com. And check out all of our podcasts there.
You guys are awesome. I love this platform, by the way.
Oh yeah. By the way, Ali, how are they able to find you? Your Instagram handle should be up there, right?
Oh yes, you guys check me out on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
On tips and motivation mainly.
Are you on YouTube now? By the way.
No, I hope I get my YouTube channel going.
You should.
Yeah, you should totally get it started.
Yeah.
Absolutely, guys.
As you get, especially in your field, it'd be cool just to show it's like get on TikTok, drive traffic to YouTube, and tell you, okay?
Yeah.
Because
okay.
You're in a cool field where you can do so much legit stuff, like on the video. I'm
I'm on it, Michael.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to watch. We'll put all the links in the description, so everyone wants to go check it out. You'll see it there.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody. Enjoy your day. Take it easy. Thanks.
All right.
Bye. Have a good
Peace.
weekend.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts podcast. As always, we appreciate you. If you are watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this episode, and leave us a comment. If you are listening to us, please leave us your honest review on your preferred podcast listening platform. And as always, you can find us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GFOT Thoughts. Drop a comment and give us some feedback. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, see you then.